So are you telling me he will be the one to bag the first important kill of Sao? I have a very hard time accepting that, but hey, at least for all his arrogance, insignificance, and for everything else, I mean, I know for a fact he's based upon a very famous military might, so of course he would get great, achievements. But what I mean to say is, for all his faults, Ohon seems to truly be loyal to Sei as the king, and even supports his idea of unification, although I think his way of unification is a little bit different than Sei's, which, I mean, he supports that dream, which also means that while he is very similar to his father in strategy, as many showed here, it seems to also imply that unlike Osen, Ohun is actually loyal to the crown of Sei. I mean, Qin China. Yes, this is the kingdom, chapter 525, as Akugo sees that the fact that the Gaku unit, of course, have disobeyed orders, but also managed to create an opening which are currently shutting down the Banjajai general. So, and of course, Orson, having managed to defeat the best spear user ever, is of course stronger than ever, as it says the to Kanyo to hold the rear while he and someone else goes to and the else tries to go to Banjo in order to kill. And of course, Kanjo says that while he is one of the few people who has actually openly, I mean, have open courage in actually, well, I won't say mock Orhon, but he's one of the few people that actually dare to speak back to Orhon, despite the fact that Orhon is his commander, and also because, well, he is very likely more talented than him. Kanju has never been one to be shy about telling his emotions, but now he actually never a single bit argue with him, because even though he did not like the fact that Ohun disobeyed orders, he also realized that the independent strike force, which when they managed to rescue the Aku army's first wave, was actually the right move. And if they manage to isolate him and slay the mighty beast Baiju, then they will actually deal a very crippling blow to Sao. Not to mention, Morten is now trying to isolate Kisu and Banjo, and his right hand man. So I'm just saying, if those two manage to kill these prolific Sao commanders, then yeah, a lot of things will go in Shin China's favor. But of course, Shin is not getting any achievements, right? Now that we're complaining about that, because I will keep on complaining about that every single review. I'll said that. But they are saying that Ohorn is getting more and more eye for strategy. Well, he is Osen's son. Unfortunately, a lot of the troops, including one guy, gets killed by Jiju, the mighty giant, as he cuts right through them. Even though Ohen tries to do something, he is not able to do it very quickly, as Bannaji, that was his name, presents himself on the left wing. Of course, no one knows of him and his achievements, but all notes that he's actually just as big as General Mobo. Of course, Ohon says, I have no need to know your name, because I, Ohon of the Goku unit, shall pierce a hole in your skull. But Bannaji, yes, says that he is expected to not know him, because he is actually one of the few commanders that have fought on a different kind of border, on the border of Ganmon. It's a northern stronghold that lies on the South Shingo border. Apparently, there have been a lot of talk that Riboku actually fought with the mountain people of Sao, and this seems to imply that they are, unlike, well, technically the China's mountain tribes are also savages, but if I understand what he's saying here correctly, It's that he's actually fought the Shinju, I cannot pronounce the name, Shinju nomads a lot of times that have actually created a field, a battlefield. And therefore, the reason why Banjoji has such strength but is not famous is because he has only toured those northern hills. And he cursed the Shinju for a very long time. But now he curses the Shin China, not only because of their intending to unite, invade Sao, because he believes and greatly mocks Sei for calling him he is a beast among beasts clad in human skin. Someone he mocks his dreams of uniting the Six Nations and is calling that even worse than Xing Shu. I mean, in history, the character that Sei was based on did become a tyrant, so in a way he's not too far off. But what I mean to say is, he considers Sei be worse than the greatly damaged Xinyu nomads that have created a field of death. I mean, that guy seems to have a little worth about it. Of course, Orhorn is having none of that and tries to do a sneak attack, but of course fails and saying that you should know your history before you yours as someone's king. And here he surprisingly defends Sei. I mean, actually, it's not that surprising. He is loyal to royalty, but what I mean to say is Orhorn is a guy of arrogance and only wants his own achievements. So I actually believe he had no need actually for what's that word uh, for the dream of unifying China. I think he actually just felt like that was for him it was just kill and get stronger. But here it actually seems that he embraces just the same thing as Sei says, because he says that you could say that given the trend, unification into one single nation is the answer that our history seeks, because after all, we have been in 500 years at war. So, and he also acknowledges that Sao has all the more different reasons for fighting. But now that they're standing on battlefields, words like that, the only thing that defeats anything is not words, but someone else's might. So he declares that as one of the Shin King's blades, he will send Banjaji towards the earth, which of course Banjaji says, like to see you try. I mean, he calls himself one of Shin King's blades. Technically, Shin has that title, so it's only noted that that Ohon himself gave himself that title. Then again, some people have called Shin the sword and the shield. This guy only calls himself the blade, so who knows? All in all, will Ohon slay Bananji? Well, very likely, but we will not know until a very long time, because apparently Kingdom is on a break next time. That's too bad, although I don't exactly care that much about it right now. I still haven't seen Shin, and I just want to see his achievements, but alas, we won't get that a single bit this arc, right? So all in all, well, the very fact that Bandaji do not like this Sei is pretty like that. I mean, how can he compare him to the Danger Nomads? I mean, Sei knows that this is a bloody war, but sometimes you have to walk over a few corpses in order to find a new solution, and he has found a solution in law. And I said many times before, Ribuku is a naive one of thinking he can solve that by that. But you give me your thoughts if you have any.